الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إن الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضاه. اللهم اهدنا إلى ما فيه خير وإصلاح لأمة الإسلام ولبكسبر يا الله. اللهم اهدنا إلى ما فيه خير وإصلاح لأمة الإسلام ولبكسبر يا الله. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمنا كما ربيانا صغيرا. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين الأحياء منهم والأموات. وصلى الله تعالى على خير سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem to be followed by the Bangsamoro hymn.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, kailas ng sinagalan, parang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang bagaw, ay hinatang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang ay di magdidinig, lumang ang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo, ang inigaya na pagkay mga akin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Simula noon hanggang ngayon, isa ang naging layon. Magkaisa at magulod, karitingan ay marugdon. Mayo tayo mula sa hamon ng nakaraan, niyakos ang panganib na umanlang. Pinangako sa puso at paligid, sanlibutan ay ating nang nakamtan. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, pagpalain Bangsamoro.
Secretary General is directed to call the roll.
Roll call of the honorable members of the BTA Parliament. Abbas Ahmad, Abbas Harun, Abbas Basit, Abu Mujib, Alamia Laisa,
Present.
Alauddin Mosber, Ali Ibrahim, Ali Lang Jr., Ali Edi, Ambuludo Suharto, Aminuddin Abdulaziz, Ampatuan Baintan, Anayatin Susana, Antaw Muhammad Kelly, Arnado Mary Ann, Asnawi Dan, Babaw Ali Muntaha, Palindong Pangalian, Basman Anatarhata, Kandaw Bay Maleha, Dilanggalan Hasimi, Dumama Alba Shah Ilayha, Ibrahim Ahud, Ismail Suharto, Estino Matarul, Gayak Abdullah, Gera Edward, Haji Abdullah Khalid, Hasim Abdullah, Hasan Hatimil, Iqbal Muhajer, Ismail Rasul, Jajuri Raisa, Jakilan Muslimin, Chikiri Al-Bakil, Kahalan Dan Martin, Karon Faisal, Lim John Anthony,
Present.
Loong Lamin, Loong Don Mustafa,
Present.
Loong Absent, Makapar Abdullah,
Present.
Makasalong Marjani, Makatanong Amrosi, Maglangit Tahata, Malik Hamid, Mantawil Baylen, Mastura Eshak, Matalam Japar Apollo Mikael,
Present.
Emil Bahar, Mendoza Proylin, Mitimbang Michael, Mitimbang Tawakal, Miswari Abdul Karim, Miswari Nur Reda, Mitmog Rasol Jr., Munoz Hussein, Oranon Suwaib, Pakasam Obaida, Pak Abdul Wahab, Pangandaman Nabila Margarita, Parcasio Randolph, Tiang Ramon Sr., Ramos Jamila, Salendab Said,
Present.
Salik Ali, Sanki Ali, Sema Omar Yasser, Sema Romeo, Sheikh Said, Silongan Aida, Sinulinding Kadel Jr., Sulaiman Ali, Tago Paisalin, Tan Nabil, Usman Alspar, Utu Basir, Uy Oyod Siti Fahani, Yakub Muhammad.
Bismillahi wa bihi nasta'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, with 44 members of the Parliament physically responded to the call and 9 responded via Zoom, we have a total of 53 members of the Parliament present in today's session. Mr. Speaker, we certify the presence of quorum. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Secretary General, having certified the presence of a quorum, the chair declares a quorum, and we are now ready to transact business. Floor leader.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My courtesies to the Honorable Chief Minister Ahod B. Ibrahim, the Honorable Speaker Attorney Pangalian Balindong, Deputy Speakers, fellow members of the Parliament, guests at the gallery, staff, secretariat, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Mr. Speaker, the indicative order of business has been distributed to members of this Parliament, Mr. Speaker. I move to dispense with the reading of Journal number 16 of August 14, 2023, Mr. Speaker.
Being seconded, the motion being seconded and there being no objection, the motion is approved. May I request the Deputy Speaker Dr. Omar Sema to preside.
Floor Leader, I will take over in this session because the speaker has something to attend to. What is now your concern, Floor Leader?
Mr. Speaker, after we dispense with the reading of the Journal number 16, I move to approve said journal subject to style, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion to amend,
Approve.
approve order of business subject to style. It's been second. The motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For BTA Parliament Bill numbers, the titles, the authors, and the co-authors in the order that they are presented, Mr. Speaker.
The Secretariat is directed to read all readings, all bills on first reading, including the name of the authors and course.
BTA Parliament Bill number 236, titled an act establishing the General Hospital with 50-bed capacity in Cotabato City to be known as the Gajali Jafar General Hospital and appropriating funds therefore. Authors, members of Parliament, Suharto Ambuludto, Ishaq Mastura, Suhaib Oranon, Baintan ng Batuan, Mujib Abu, Hasime Dilanggalan, and Suharto Ismail. Co-authors, members of Parliament, Liza Alamia, Amil Bahar Mawalil, Rasol Mitmug Jr., Rasul Ismail, and Don Mustafa Loong. BTA Parliament Bill number 237, entitled an act promoting adequate compensation and additional benefits to public health workers in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Authors, members of Parliament, Amel Bahar Mawalil, Hasime Delangale, and Hamid Malik. Co-authors, members of Parliament, Liza Alamia, Baintan ng Batuan, Rasol Mitmug Jr., Don Mustafa Loong, Suharto Ambuludto, and Rasul Ismail. BTA Parliament Bill number 238, entitled an act mandating the establishment of rainwater harvesting facilities in all industrial, commercial, and agricultural infrastructure development projects in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Author, member of Parliament, Amil Bahar Mawalil. Co-authors, members of Parliament, Liza Alamia, Baintan ng Batuan, Mitmug Jr., Don Mustafa Loong, Suharto Ambuludto, Rasul Ismail, Hasime Dilanggalan, and Hamid Malik. BTA Parliament Bill number 239, entitled an act mandating the construction of solar-powered water distribution systems in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Author, member of the Parliament, Amil Bahar Mawalil. Co-authors, members of the Parliament, Liza Alamia, Baintan ng Batuan, Rasol Mitmug Jr., Don Mustafa Loong, Suharto Ambuludto, Rasul Ismail, Hasime Dilanggalan, and Hamid Malik. BTA Parliament Bill number 240, entitled an act instituting the schedule of submission of the proposed Bangsamoro budget expenditure program, increasing budget transparency and participation, and for other purposes. Authors, members of Parliament, Amil Bahar Mawalil, Rasol Mitmog Jr., and Ishaq Mastura. Co-authors, members of Parliament, Liza Lamia, Soharto Ambuludto, Baintan ng Patuan, Dawn Mustafa Loong, and Rasul Ismail.
Mr. Speaker, all of the 5 BTA Parliament bills are private member bills. So we request members of the Parliament who wish to be co-authors to please fill in the provided form and submit the same to the Secretariat, Mr. Speaker. Now we move on to resolutions. First, proposed resolution number 170. May we request the Secretary General to please read the title and the authors.
The Secretariat is directed to read the title of proposed resolution number 170, including the name, the authors, and co-authors.
Proposed resolution number 117 titled A Resolution Creating Special Committee on Filipino Deportees or HALAW. Authors, members of Parliament, John Anthony Lim, Matarul Istino, Jose Lorena, Omar Yasser Sema, Faisal Intago, and Nabil Tan.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer proposed resolution number 170 to the Committee on Labor and Employment.
There's a motion to refer proposed resolution number 170 to the Committee on Labor and Employment. Any second?
I think it's the committee on rules because this is a special committee. Only the committee on rules can decide on the creation of will you restate your motion?
We resume, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, session resumes. May I ask the floor leader to restate her motion?
Mr. Speaker, I move that proposed resolution number 170 be referred to the Committee on Social Services and Development, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion to refer proposed resolution number 170 to the Committee on Social Services and Development. Any second? There being no objection, the motion is approved.
Next, Mr. Speaker, is proposed resolution number 362. May we request the Secretariat to please read the title and the authors.
The Secretariat is directed to read the title of proposed resolution number 362, including the name of the authors and co-authors.
Proposed resolution number 362 entitled "A Resolution Constituting the Statutory Committee on Human Rights," amending for that purpose Section 3, Rule 12 of Resolution number 268, otherwise known as the Parliamentary Rules, Procedures, and Practices of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority Parliament. Authors, members of Parliament, Amir Bahar Mawalil, Mary Ann Arnado, and Mayleng Mantawil.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we refer this to the Committee on Rules.
There being no objection, the motion is approved.
Next, Mr. Speaker, is proposed resolution number 390. May we request that this be read together with proposed resolution number 403 because they treat of the same subject matter, Mr. Speaker. May we request the Secretariat to please read the title and the authors of both proposed resolutions.
The Secretary is directed to read the title of proposed resolution number 390 and proposed 403, including the name of the authors and co-authors.
Proposed resolution number 319 entitled "Resolution Congratulating Bajrati D. Asarud, a Bangsamoro youth from Tawi-Tawi, for attaining top 5 rank with a rating of 88.20% out of 6,133 passers in the August 2023 psychometricians licensure examination administered by the Professional Regulation Commission, PRC, and the Board of Psychology. Authors, members of Parliament, Eddie Ali, Muhager Iqbal, Pangalian Balindong, Ubaida Pakasam, Aida Silungan, Nabil Tan, Jose Lorena, Faisalin Tago, Rasol Mitmug Jr., Baintan ng Patuan, Kadil Sinulindig Jr., Abdul Karim Miswari, Basir Utu, Ali Muntaha Babaw, Dan Martin Kahan, Muhammad Kelly Antaw, Susana Anayatin, Hatimil Hasan, Ibrahim Ali, Abdulaziz Aminuddin, Matarol Estino, Mujib Abu, Suhaib Oranon, Amrosi Makatanong, Michael Mitimbang, Tawakkal Mitimbang, Hashime Dilanggalan, Bay Maliha Kandaw, Nur Reda Miswari, Dan Asnawi, Mosber Alauddin, Tarhata Maglangit, Hamid Malik, and Randolph Parcasio.
Lord Leader, I think 403.
Proposed resolution number 403 entitled "Resolution Commending and Congratulating Bajrati D. Asarud, a native of Tawi-Tawi, for ranking 5th with a rating of 88.20% in the recently concluded August 2023 psychometricians licensure examination administered by the Professional Regulation Commission, PRC. Author, Member of the Parliament, John Anthony Lim.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we treat proposed resolution number 390 and proposed resolution number 403 as simple resolutions, Mr. Speaker.
It is seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved. We will treat proposed resolution number 390 and proposed resolution number 403 as a simple resolution.
Mr. Speaker, since the treat of the same subject matter, I move to consolidate the two resolutions, Mr. Speaker.
Any second? There being no objection, the motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the principal author of proposed resolution number 403, MP John Anthony Lim, who is on Zoom, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman from Tawi-Tawi is recognized.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, everyone. As per agreement with the other author of proposed resolution 393, my colleague, esteemed colleague, Amir Mawalil, I yield to his the opportunity to explain the resolution. him being also physically present. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize MP Amil Bahar Mawalil.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this resolution, the achievement, the accomplishment of the subject of resolution manifests or showcases not just the talent and grit of the people of Tawi-Tawi, but also the excellence that is being portrayed by every Bangsamoro in their respective field, Mr. Speaker. So we hope that from this endeavor, Mr. Speaker, we hope to see a lot of our fellow Bangsamoro, especially in my island province of Tawi-Tawi, to excel not just in academics, but in other fields such as sports, science, and even other extracurricular activities that we can compete nationally and internationally. Mr. Speaker, I move that we approve this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Floor Leader, I think there are no interpellators.
There being no interpellators, Mr. Speaker, I would like to make an omnibus motion to dispense with the period of interpellation and the period of amendments. Mr.
There's a motion to dispense with the period of interpellation and amendment. It's been seconded. The motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move to approve the consolidated proposed resolution numbers 390 and 403, subject to style, Mr. Speaker.
Thank
It
you.
has been seconded. There being no objection, the motion is approved.
And-
The consolidated resolutions are approved subject to style.
Mr. Speaker, and if the principal authors would allow that all members of the Parliament who are present today be included, Mr. Speaker, as principal authors, as co-authors.
Secretariat,
Including
without
those
any
on
objection,
Zoom, Mr. Speaker.
Gladly accepted, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Oh, the
Secretariat is directed to include all members present physically or virtually as co-authors with the permission of the authors.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Next, it's proposed resolution number 393. May we request the Secretariat to please read the title and the authors.
The Secretariat is directed to read the title of proposed resolution number 393, including the name of the author and co-authors.
Proposed resolution number 393 entitled A Resolution Expressing Deepest Condolences and Sympathy to the bereaved family of Amelita A. Piang, wife of Member of the Parliament Ramon A. Piang Sr. Authors, Members of Parliament Susana Anayatin and Marian Arnado.
Floor Leader.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I would like to also acknowledge that Member of the Parliament Ramon A. Piang Sr. is in attendance today. I move that we treat this as a simple resolution, Mr. Speaker.
It has been seconded. The motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the principal author, MP Susana Anayatin, to say a few words about the resolution.
The lady from Dato Din Sinswat, Maguindanao is recognized.
Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, Floor Leader, and fellow members of the Parliament. Mr. Speaker, on August 4, 2023, we received the sad news that our fellow member of the Parliament, Ramon A. Piang Sr., lost his dearest wife, Amelita. Mrs. Piang was not only a former First Lady, but also a public servant herself. As a matter of fact, she was labeled as ina ng bayan ng UP. To be called as such by a huge community indeed displays a reflection of an exceptional character that portrays her love, care, and devotion to serving her constituents like what a real mother would certainly do for the best interest of her children. Despite the passing away of Mrs. Piang, it is highly plausible, if not certain, that the legacy she has been imprinted in the heart of OP, as well as her efforts that were unselfishly rendered to the constituents, will forever be remembered. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is undoubtedly fitting and proper that this honorable parliament express our sympathy and condolences to our beloved brother, MP Ramon A. Piang Sr., as well as his whole family at this most challenging time of their lives. Hence, this resolution, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Floor leader.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to share the sentiment in the proposed resolution, Mr. Speaker, and I think that everyone in this gallery, as well as those in Zoom, and even those who are not present during today's session, share the sympathy and condolences that we would like to express through this resolution, Mr. Speaker. I would like to move to dispense with the period of interpellation and debate, as well as the period of Mr. Speaker.
It has been seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
And Mr. Speaker, I would like to also include all members of the Parliament, Speaker, to be part of this resolution.
Second.
There being no objection, the motion is approved. Can you move for the approval of the resolution?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I move to approve proposed resolution number 393, Mr. Speaker, subject to style.
There is a motion to approve proposed resolution number 393, subject to style. It's been seconded. There being no objection, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Next is proposed resolution number 401. May we request that this be read together proposed resolution numbers 407 and 411, Mr. Speaker, as they speak of the same subject matter.
The Secretary had to read the title of 411, including the name of the authors and co-authors.
Proposed resolution number 401, the ambush of Mr. Pedro D. Tato Jr. and the killing of Mr. Muhammad Hesam Mitimbang, calling all concerned BARM agencies to conduct a speedy investigation in order to serve justice to their families. Author, Member of the Parliament, Susana Anayatin. Proposed resolution number 407, entitled Resolution Strongly Condemning the horrendous killing of Mr. Muhammad Hesam Mitimbang, expressing sincere condolences and deepest sympathies to his bereaved family, and calling upon the Philippine National Police, PRO-BAR, the Ministry of Public Order and Safety, MPOS, and the National Investigation, NBI BARM, to take all necessary action to suppress the recurring incidents of lawless violence and senseless killings in the city of Cotabato and the whole Bangsamoro region. Authors, Members of Parliament, Rasol Mitbug Jr., Maintan ng Patuan, Rasul Ismail, Abdul Wahab Pak, Michael Mitimbang, Tawakal Mitimbang, Kadel Sinrindig Jr., Mujib Abu, Suhaib Oranon, and Haseme Dilanggalan. Co-authors, Members of Parliament, Liza Alamia, Suharto Ambuluto, Dong Mustafa Loong, Amel Bahar Mawalil, Abdullah Gayak, Ali Sulaiman, Susana Anayatin, Ibrahim Ali, and Martin Kahalan, Ali Salik, Dan Asnawi, Mosber Alaudin, and Ali Salik. Proposed resolution number 411, entitled A Resolution Condemning in the Strongest Sense the Shooting and Killing of Ustad Muhammad Hesam A. Mitimbang of the Bangsamoro Darul Ifta BARM, urging the Cotabato City Police Office to investigate the incident and the Bangsamoro Human Rights Commission, BHRC, to monitor closely the progress. Authors, Members of Parliament, Aaron Abbas, Suharto Ismael, Abdomo Hasim, Marian Arnado, Tawakal Mitimbal, Listino, Silongan, Chia Ilaiha Dumama Alam, Ahmad Abbas, Abdul Wahab Pak, Marjani Makasalong, Obaida Pakasam, Anna Tarhata Basman, Eddie Ali, Kadel Sinurindi Jr., Said Sheikh, and Baileng Mantawil.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we treat proposed resolution numbers 401, 407, and 411, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion to treat proposed resolution number 401, 407, and 411 a simple resolution.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Any second? Hearing no objection, the motion approved.
So would like to move to consolidate the three resolutions, Mr. Speaker, as the subject, even if they have several action points, are germane to the main topic in the resolutions, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion to consolidate the deliberation.
Consolidate.
To consolidate proposed resolution number 401, 407, and 411. Any second?
Speaker, before we call the principal authors, Mr. Speaker, may we recognize MP Bayintan Ampatuan.
The lady from Maguindanao is recognized.
Assalamualaikum. Mr. Speaker, we know that the subject matter speaks of one idea, but there were series of activities that need to be done for this resolution. Just for the guidance of the Secretariat, Mr. Speaker, because they might have difficulty consolidating the three. I think we, in the title, as a recommendation, Mr. Speaker, we should speak about the two. One is the expression of condolences, and the second is the call for investigation. And the other things that we want to do would form part of the whereases. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Take note. Floor leader, take note.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, MP Ampatuan, for that clarification.
Mr. Speaker.
May we now...
Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, with due respect, I will first recognize Deputy Speaker Tan, then MP Ali Babaw. The gentleman from Tawi-Tawi, from Sulu, is recognized. MP Nabiltan, you are recognized.
Salamat po, pero hindi ako nag-request magpa-recognize. Nagpa-attendance lang muna ako. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We take note. Secretariat, take note. We now recognize MP Ali Babaw.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I really wanted to, I'm supporting the approval of the Speaker, but there is something bothering in my mind as to the first resolution number 401. If the author, LP Anayatin, will allow some points of clarification, I will just raise some questions which is amenable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Since we have yet to hear from the principal authors and moved to open the period of interpellation, MP Babaw may have to reserve his questions for later. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the sponsorship speech, may we recognize MP Susana Anayatin first?
The lady from that audience, since what Maguindanao is recognized.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon again, Mr. Speaker, floor leader, and fellow members of this parliament. Mr. Speaker, on August 15, 2023, an ambush incident occurred at Rosary Heights 10, Cotabato City, killing Mr. Dandy Anonat and wounding Mr. Pedro D. Tato Jr. 6 days after such happening, on August 21, 2023, another shooting incident took place in Governor Gutierrez Avenue, Rosary Heights 9, Cotabato City, which led to the death of Mr. Muhammad Hisham A. The series a pressing reminder of the urgent need for rebuke and condemnation. We cannot allow such senseless killings to just be forgotten and only, Mr. Speaker, its life lost is not just a numerical figure. It is a tormenting experience for the victims' families, where a chapter of one's story has been dismantled as the compendium of hopes, aspirations, and potentials was unjustly cut short by the cruel hands of violence. So, Mr. Speaker, with a heavy heart, I stand today to address this matter, which calls for our immediate concern. We have to make a move so that our moral and ministerial duties dictate as members of this honorable parliament. Furthermore, the victims of the said gruesome activities are productive members of our society. They are government employees, and they are taxpayers who are to be served by us as holders of our current capacities. Finally, Mr. Speaker, we must stand united against the rampant killings and other forms of violence. Let us create an environment where the value of human life is cherished, where all the Bangsamoro people can live and coexist without fear. We must therefore condemn these lawless acts in the strongest possible sense and remind the concerned BARM agencies to hasten the service of justice that the families of the victims yearn for. Hence, the approval of this resolution is hereby earnestly sought. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May we now recognize the Honorable Member of the Parliament, Haron Abbas, MP Haron Abbas, to speak a little about the proposed resolution, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman from Lugay-Lugay, Cotabato City is recognized.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ba'd. Mr. Speaker, fellow members in the Bangsamoro Parliament, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. According to the PNP BARM data, from January to July 31st of this year, alone, they recorded a number of 340 deaths from murder, homicide, which is 1.6 deaths per day. Sometimes the psychological, economic, and personal aspect or impact of this series of killings on our community is far greater than the crime itself. Just imagine the traumatic experience that the family of the victims will carry for the rest of their lives, and the economic impact, especially when it is committed to the one who supports his or her family. The unfortunate and sudden death of Ustaz Muhammad Hisam A. Midimbang, who was a loving husband, father, son, and nephew of yours truly, is a concrete manifestation of the propensity for violence, which we strongly condemn. This injustice is a direct and deliberate act of disrespect for the preservation of human life, and we vehemently abhor this inhuman act of killing. The right and sanctity of life must always be upheld regardless of the religious affiliation, socio-economic background, ethnicity, race, gender, and beliefs of a person. We strongly express our repugnance towards this heinous act. Murder is such a grievous crime and has no place in a civilized and thriving society like ours. The large number of killings in the barn shows a real urgency to address criminality in our community. In addressing this, we must first admit responsibility to bring back the trust of our community to us. We expect that the PNP will step up and restore law and order and bring resolution to this spate of killings, because a crime committed within the Bangsamoro region and to a fellow Bangsamoro is a crime committed to us all. Shukran, Mr. Speaker. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move to open the period of interpellation and debate.
There is now a motion to open the period of interpellation debate. The hearing no objection.
Ali Montajer Babao, Zoom, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman from Lanao del Sur is recognized. May we request the lady from Maguindanao, MP Susana Anayatin, to, if you are waiting to be interpolated, of course.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Resolution, I don't have any comment in the resolution numbers 407 and 411, only because the title alone does not reflect as to whether was killed or just wounded. Because in the following sentences, Mr. Speaker, it was very clear that Brother Muhammad Isam was killed in an attack, in an ambush, while Mr. Pedro D. Tato Jr. Medyo malabo. There's no specific declaration or saying that Mr. Tato was just wounded or killed. But during the sponsor speech of MP Anayatin, she had that Mr. Tato was just wounded. Now, can I propose to clearly include or include in her resolution saying that Mr. Tato was not killed in that ambush, just wounded. That was only my proposal. She's willing to, kasi hindi ho malinaw eh. People will upon reading the title of the resolution, will presume that Mr. Tato was also killed. But in reality, as mentioned by MP Anayatin, Mr. Tato was just wounded, Mr. Speaker.
May we hear from the proponent?
Mr. Speaker, in the second whereas of the resolution that reads whereas August 15, 2023, a shooting incident occurred at Rosary Heights 10. According to Mr. Almendras Rinabor, the public safety officer of the city government of Cotabato, the unknown gunman shot the vehicle boarded by Mr. Pedro D. Tato. The incident led to the death of the driver of the said vehicle, Mr. Dandy Anonat, and wounding Mr. Tato Jr. So, hindi ko po nilagay sa title that he was killed, but instead, yung sinabi ko po ay he was ambushed.
Mr. Speaker?
Yeah.
And in my first paragraph also of my explanatory note, I mentioned that the driver was killed.
Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker.
MP Babaw?
Yes, actually, a resolution, a majority of our people are just relying on the title of the resolution without even bothering themselves to read the body of the resolution. What I am after here, Mr. Speaker, is that the title alone should reflect that Mr. Tato was not killed, because in the next paragraph, sentences, Brother Muhammad Isam was declared dead, while Tato hindi pa alam kung namatay nga o wounded pa. Only in her sponsorship speech that she said that Mr. Tato was only one wounded. So I would like to propose, Mr. Speaker, to include in the title of the resolution saying that Mr. Tato was not killed but just wounded. That is only my recommendation, Mr. Speaker.
I think that's a matter that we dealt with in the proper time at the period of amendment. If you have a proposal, you can submit it to the Secretariat so that it will be taken into consideration during the period of amendment. My observation also, Ma'am Susan, is that why did we not include the name of the driver who was killed? I think the killing of the driver deserves to be condemned also.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the period of amendment, we will accept any suggestion to that effect.
So any other question, MP Babaw?
No more, Mr. Speaker. In the period of amendment, what I have declared today, yun na po, kung po pwede. Yun na lang to identify, define or say that Mr. Tato was killed, was not killed, wounded. But his driver, I agree with the good speaker, that the driver of Mr. Tato, who was in that ambush, should be also included in the resolution. Hindi yung, we will also condemn not only the ambush or the wounding of Mr. Tato, but the killing of driver. Mr. Speaker, yun lang po.
We take that note. We take note of that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to terminate the period of interpellation and debate.
There is now a motion to terminate the period of interpellation debate. It's been seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
I move to open the period of amendments, Mr. Speaker.
There's now a motion to open the period of amendment. It's been seconded. There being no objection, the period of amendment is now open.
Mr. Speaker, MP Babaw earlier manifested that he wishes to introduce an amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Yes,
MP
Mr.
Babaw,
Speaker.
Mr.
Amendment that I would like to suggest to the author of the resolution is to include we are of the same position here, Mr. Speaker, that the driver of Mr. Tato will be included as victim of the ambush, while Mr. Tato being not killed should be clearly defined in the resolution that Mr. Tato was just bonded. My concern is that in the following sentences, Mr. Brother Muhammad Isam was declared dead. Pero dito, hindi ho malinaw yung title of the resolution, a resolution condemning in the strongest possible terms the ambush of Mr. Pedro Tato. And then I would like to propose that resulted in the killing of his driver and his wounding. Yun lang po. That is my proposed amendment. Maging malinaw,
We will take note of that.
ng babasa
1 minute
ng mga-
suspension.
Yes.
What do you say about the proposal of the gentleman from Lanao del Sur? Do you accept the proposed amendment?
I accept the amendment, Mr. Speaker, subject to style.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Speaker, MP Joe Lorena, if MP Babaw is finished with his amendments, Mr. Speaker, let's recognize MP Joe Lorena. MP Babaw, okay na po?
Yes, thank you very much. But if you will allow me to restate the wording of the resolution, if the speaker will allow me, I will restate the title of the resolution. If you will allow me.
Mr. Speaker,
Yeah, the proposed amendment of MP Babaw to expedite the proceedings, we will just tackle it as a styling of the title. We will which we will give the secretariat some leeway to facilitate the inclusion of your proposed amendment. I will now recognize Deputy Floor Leader Jose Lorena.
thank you, Mr. Speaker, the Majority Leader. My only concern is really on the proposed amendment of MP Babaw and the concern of the Speaker. In order to avert any delay with the Secretariat doing the amendments, I would propose 2 words only. After ambush of Pedro Tato, it should be resulting in his wounding and the killing of the name of the driver. That would be the amendment to the title. That is just the amendment, as I think, to capture the concern of MP Babaw and the concern of the Speaker. So that is just a proposal, proposed amendment. Resulting in his wounding after the ambush of resulting in his wounding and the killing of his driver. Name of the driver will be appropriate.
Mr. Speaker, That will be.
We will
Thank you,
take
Mr.
note
Speaker.
that, MP Lorena, can you just
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
message us of the
Yes,
wording?
Mr. Speaker. Okay,
Session
I will do that,
suspended
Mr.
for
Speaker. Okay.
15 minutes.
Mr. Speaker.